Hello, hello, hello. It's a brand new day, and this is our Morning Connection. How you doing this morning? I am Skip Cour. I'm so glad you're here for our daily check-in, our daily ritual, our discipline, our habit. You and me, just 2 men, a little bit older, going through the journey of life together, just checking in, getting our minds right, getting our game face on to take on the day. Just one more time, I want this to be your habit. I want this to be your daily discipline check-in. All right, as we go through the day, did you wake up this morning with your game face on? Did you wake up this morning with something that you were going to attack this day, doing more than just checking off the boxes, paying the bills, going through the daily habits? You were going to do something to put you ahead, whether that was going to take 5 minutes, 5 hours. Here we are on this Sunday, right? Life goes on 7 days a week, right? These are the times, the weekends, where you have hopefully a clear slate beyond your responsibilities. They can do something to put you ahead. Did you wake up this morning with that in mind? I wanted to remind you of who you are, what you're all about, where you're going, where you ultimately want to go. Every single day as we check in, just a reminder. I know I get energized coming to you, having to step up and think about this stuff. And as we go through it, this mind stuff, it's so important, right? We can have all the greatest strategies in the world, but if we don't actually execute, if we don't believe, if we can't imagine where it's going to pay off, it's going to really going to affect how consistent we are. And even if we follow through and we execute, how much we actually put into it. Sometimes we're not fully focused, using all our talents and abilities every single day. So it's not just showing up consistently. It's that state of mind we're in, that sense of belief that we can actually make it happen. All right, I want to remind you who you are, what you're all about, and where you're going as we go through this journey. Hey, thank you so much for the emails, the messages, whether you're watching me live. Here we are, very early in the morning on a Sunday morning on Facebook, or you go to my special MANformation YouTube channel where I post this, and you're watching the replay version, or you came over from LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. It really doesn't matter. I'm so glad you're here making this a part of your day. I really appreciate you being here. I love men who are like me, like us, who I know that, emotion, mindset is so important to our level of success. Sometimes it's not just a black and white, analytical, rationale, just doing this or doing that. Sometimes it's that passion, emotion, that belief we put into everything that we do. Never spend enough time getting our minds right, get our emotions aligned to what we really want for our lives, what we want to have for every single day. Hey, in this short video, our check today, I want to talk about this study that I learned about probably 20 years ago. It was a study done with children, and it really made me think, and I continually think, I probably thought about this, 1,000 times in the last 20 years. It really makes me think about, how much I'm really going for all those things that I say that I want to go for. The goals, that's just the thing that, the goal is just what we identify. It's the feelings and emotions that we say that we want. Are we really going for it? One thing I always talk about, our battle cry to get us focused, is we got more time behind us than we do in front of us at this age. Are we seizing the opportunities that are in front of us? Are we really being scrappy, tenacious, resourceful, gritty through our challenges to make our situations better in this limited time we have on this planet? Right? If we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? We got more time behind us than we do in front of us. And so it really makes me think about every single day, if I am really indeed going for those things that I say that I want. A lot of times we say we want it. We find out we didn't really want it until we really want it, right? And we really use our talents and abilities. So if you get 1/10 out of this study that I've gotten at it over the years, it's going to really be the distinction, the different way of looking at it that can really launch you to another level. And that's what this Morning Connection is all about. Let me see who's watching us live. I always want to acknowledge you for being here. Again, I'd love to have you join me at 3 a.m. every single morning on my Facebook page, Skip Cour page. But it's great if anytime you budget your time. I'm so flattered you're even entertaining what I have to say. But that's what's most important, that we do this daily check-in. But I always want to acknowledge you for joining me live. See who we got here this morning. All right. Michael, good to have you here. All right. Michael's about ready to go to bed. He's on the other side of the world. And again, whether you're watching it in the morning, noon, or night, that isn't what's important. It's our daily check-in. All right. So I know we've got an international audience at different times of the day, even a different day sometimes. Praven, good to have you here. Thank you so much. All right. And Ken, good day to you. We got Mark watching. And let's see. I love the likes. Ben is here. Of course, Ben is here. Of course, Masashi's here. Our regulars. I love you guys showing up on a regular basis for our mental toughness conditioning, our exercise every single day. Paul, Juan is here, and Mark. Good to have you gentlemen here. I love it. I love it. I love this connection. So let me tell you about this study. Now, I don't know all the details about it because it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you watch other people, whatever they do on live, whatever you watch on TV, listen to the radio, listen to a podcast on the internet. Who cares what reality is? It's what we take out of it. That's what's most important. How can we take something out of any observation of what anybody does or what anything we hear, what do we do, or our interpretation of a study? Who cares what reality is? We create our reality, what we want to take away from it to empower us. All right, so I may not have all the details of this study done, but that doesn't matter, right? It's what we can draw out of it to empower us. So this is a study done with kids, and what they did is they had this stake in the grass, like a horseshoe, a stake on this big yard lawn, grass lawn. And they had a stake. And so they gave them this disc, a circular disc, middle cut out, and the object of the game was to throw the disc and get it over the stake, right, with these kids. Now, the only rule was to get the disc over the stake. They didn't tell them how far away to get from the stake or how to throw it or anything like that. Their job was just to throw the disc over the stake. And so what they concluded, or the study is that the children with maybe lower self-esteem, they'd say, well, what, you're not giving me any rules? I can get anywhere and I can throw this disc over the stake. And so what they concluded were the children who had lower self-esteem, they wouldn't really challenge themselves. They would get really close and just toss the disc over the stake. They would accomplish the object of the game, right? Maybe they didn't get a lot of confidence, right? I talk about it all the time. Confidence is doing things that impress you. Who cares what anybody else thinks? If it's stretching you, if you're a little bit frightened, if it's something that you're having a tough time doing, but you get yourself to do it, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. If it impresses the hell out of you, you're going to build self-esteem. That's how you do it. You schedule things that stretch you, that scare you. You tackle them. Even if you fail or succeed, you impress yourself by your amount of effort. That's how you build self-esteem. So they would do it, and I guess the assumption was, how hard was that, even for them? It's not going to build a lot of self-esteem, although they achieved their objective, right? So they concluded that those children didn't have the most self-esteem. And at the same time, those children who got the disc and got really far away, and they just didn't really even concentrate because they're so far away, they didn't tell them how far away to get, and they just threw the disc. A lot of times they missed. Most of the time they missed. But in addition to missing and being so far away, they didn't really give themselves a chance. They kind of knew they didn't give themselves a chance. They were preparing to fail, and so, hey, well, what can I expect? I'm so far away. Besides that, they didn't even really focus and concentrate because they went into it. I'm so far away. Hey, everybody, I'm so far away. What can you expect? Right? You get the idea. Didn't take a lot of self-esteem to choose that distance that was too far away. So they concluded that the children that were too close, didn't challenge themselves, that didn't take a good sense of being, self-esteem, confidence, right? Too far away, the same thing. Even though it's far away, doesn't take a lot of confidence to do that, right? And the children how they concluded had the most self-esteem, they got a challenging distance away. Not too close, not too far where, if they missed it, they had a built-in excuse, right? They really had to focus, use their talents and abilities, really use their willpower, focus, energy, time that I talk about, right, that we have. And they really focused, and they had to deal with if they missed it or if they made it, they built self-esteem. Hopefully they built self-esteem just because they challenged themselves. They didn't get too close. They didn't get too far, right? And I probably have thought about that, I don't know, 1,000 times, since I first heard that, and I thought, well, how does this apply to me in different areas of my life? Because we're not the same in every area of life. Right? This is a lesson that I think I've thought about 1,000 times, but I've also shared with my one-on-one clients when it was appropriate in conversations as I meet with them every single week to get them clear focus, give them objectivity and perspective to their goals in life. All right, as I'm perceiving what they feel about themselves, how they're attacking their, how they're going for their goals. You know, do one, two, or all three of those scenarios apply to them? Because we're all different. You know, there's this saying, and I see this a lot in the fitness world. You know, it's a nice meme, I guess. It says, where you show up in one area of life, you show up in all areas of life. Yeah. You know, that's not true at all. I don't know too many people that it's that way, right? I know it's a nice meme. It's a nice thing to say. I guess, you know, without too much thought, you can say that. I hope that isn't true. You know, I hope that as I'm coming to you with this passion, this is my superpower, this objectivity and perspective, you know, this passion at this age, right? I want to share this, exchange this energy with you, the things I've learned from the people who I've dealt with, just pass along a little bit to you every single day. I'm getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, all right, turn on the camera, doing all this. I mean, I'm putting a lot of effort into this. I want to hope that where I'm showing up here is much, much different than all those things in life that I don't even pay attention to, right? I just check off the box. Right? I'm not good at everything. So, you know, where I show up in one area of life, is that true I show up in all areas of life? I mean, I hope that if I'm going to make that generalization, I'm comparing it to this, something I'm really focused, I'm really passionate about, I'm really showing up, I'm really putting the effort, because there's a ton of things that I suck at, admittingly, because I'm not putting any attention to it, but I still kind of have to do them. Where you show up in one area of life is not where you show up in all areas of life. And if you really believe that to be true, that's how much you're neglecting all those other areas. You don't even count those things that you're doing, right? And I think that's empowering, because I really do believe that everything runs in patterns. And if we align our willpower, focus, and energy time, we truly use our talents to make all this work, we can improve in any area of life. We can crack the code. We can figure out the pattern. But how much are you putting into it? If you think you're putting everything into it and you're not, like many of those other areas of life, then, hey, I'm putting everything into it. I'm not paying attention, right? Right? So it isn't where we show up in every area of life, in every area of life, right? So like I said, this study, right? How does that apply to you as you're going through life, right? Are you just, you know, doing the easy thing, just preparing so you don't fail, that you don't look bad, that you don't tax your ego and you're getting too close? You know, are you doing a lot of things? I mean, this was, you know, I see this in the fitness world a lot with guys. I mean, they really want to build their physique at one level, but they're really not trying. They're just kind of going, woo, the hell, you know, hey, I'm natty, I'm this, I'm natural. That's why I can't do this or whatever. I can't do whatever, right? You know, I've seen in my 30 years in fitness, they're just flipping that disc so far away with a built-in, like, softener. I won't call it an excuse, a softener. Well, man, there's so much more you can do if you focus. If fitness is, find something that you can feel confident and really challenge yourself. Again, I talked about self-esteem. Confidence is do something that impresses you. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It matters what you think. Are you doing, because if you do something that other people are impressed with, but you're not even trying, but it's just easy for you, you can impress a lot of people, but it's not impressing you, and you're the most important person. It doesn't matter if other people think, that sucks, there's a lot of people better than you. I mean, you were courageous. And, you know, if you had to pick yourself up and come back again, and whether you failed or succeed, you accomplish something that impresses the heck out of you, do those type of things every single day, you're going to have self-confidence, you're going to have self-esteem. But, you know, like getting back to that study, it just makes me think, you know, what are the things? Am I taking it too easy, regardless of what anybody else thinks? It's you versus you. Think about it, the things that you're choosing to do today, that the biggest goals that you believe will make you happy, that you're working towards, right? Are you doing a lot of things and everybody else, you know, you're saying to yourself, I guess I should be happy, but you're not. Even though you look around and you may be doing better than most. Well, better than most might be just throwing that little disc. It's too close for you. You're not earning the self-esteem, you're not earning the confidence, you're not challenging yourself enough. Right, on the other hand, are you kind of just going through the motions saying, well, everybody fails, you know, marriage is Everybody sucks, or everybody's not happy, or everybody doesn't have a good body, or everybody struggles with money, or whatever it is? Are you just kind of just showing up, throwing it because you position in your mind that it's so hard? Right? It's all a mindset thing, right? I'm curious, are you getting power from that? Are you getting power from that? Like I said, I think about that all the time. There's a couple things that made me think about it. And I'm about ready as I log off today. I'm going to get to the gym, do some cardio. I'm going to do one of my workouts for Older Men Live a little bit later this morning, right? But I'm going to spend some time in cardio. I'm going to get my Evernote app. I'm going to really brainstorm. And I do this on a continual basis. What are those things that would really give me self-esteem, that would really challenge me, that I got to put my heart on the line, that I may not fail, but it would really feel good to me? There's a couple projects that's time to get on those things. All right? I want you to think about that for you. Send me an email at skip@skiplacour.com. Send me a direct message. Tell me a couple things that you need to start getting yourself at a challenging distance away from that stake, throwing that disc, that when you accomplish those things, whether it takes you, 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years of resourcefulness and grit, that's going to give you that self-esteem that impresses the hell out of you, that builds that confidence for you. Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Danny from France. Good to have you here. 68 and training hard. Awesome. All right. Ben. I love Ben. Ben takes away every single time he shows up, one of his habits, one of his disciplines that I want us to take the Ben example. He just, as he spends his time, he takes out the pull quotes, the things that mean something to him, and posts them down below. I want you to do that do that too. Are you just doing things to protect your ego, or focusing and challenging yourself? Something that impresses yourself. This builds self-confidence. Thanks, Skip. Pick a distance that will challenge you and cause you to focus and build confidence and impress yourself. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, that's awesome. Tell me some things. Send me a direct message. Send me an email at skip@skiplacour.com. What are some things, at least you're thinking about this stuff, you got to get at that distance way that's going to challenge you and you alone, all right? Sometimes I think I'm just doing the easy stuff, right? I'm not at that safe distance. Again, we got to do that. I talk to a lot of men through my one-on-one coaching. That's what I come to you with, not just my journey, not just the things that I learned, but I learn as I talk to men like you week by week by week. And a lot of things, when a lot of guys first come to me, right? Something's missing. They're not quite sure what it is. And I'll tell you, most of the times they're really too close to that stake, and they're making it. They're looking around. Well, I should be happy with this, doing better than most. But it's nothing just to move them, right? There's no set pattern. We all got to figure this code out, crack this code for ourselves, for that, whatever the goals might be, to have that sense of fulfillment, happiness, sense of control, confidence, whatever the emotions that you attach to your goals that are specific to you. All right, so reach out. Hey, I got that Morning Connection MANformation course special. I'll put that link down below. 11 hours, 6 sessions. If you love this stuff, if you love this mental toughness condition, you want to get that course, the MANformation, the mindset and action of a powerful alpha male leader. 11 hours broken down to really, bolster everything you're doing as you're checking in for this Morning Connection every single day. But in addition to that, you get to spend 90 minutes with me, where I'll take you through a goal-setting process. Did that with a gentleman yesterday, 57 years old, accomplished a lot of great things, and he's looking for more. He wants some of this passion and excitement. I tell you, that's the number one thing that I hear as I talk to dozens and dozens of men just like you, whether it's about fitness, about this personal development, is they see this energy that I have at 57. Wow, you're getting up, man, you're excited. I want some of that. Whether I do it through my fitness or personal development or my goals, my work, whatever, I want some of that. If you want some of that, you want to invest in the Morning Connection MANformation course special offer, where you get to talk to me for 9 minutes. I'll set you straight. I'll get you focused on you. It's all about you. Take you through this skilled process. Spent about a little over an hour and a half that we just spent. I just asked him over and over, repeating, all different areas of his life. We went through fitness, business, his family, emotions, the material things and goals to accomplish, the total package. 90 minutes, all about you. I was asked, man, I go, have you ever had a conversation like this before? Because most of the men who I work with, they're leaders. I mean, they're in charge of the attitude, the emotion, the leadership of their family, of their group, their business. And a lot of times they don't have this type of nurturing where it's two men talking about them. It's only about them. And that's what these serve. So you want to get that 90 minutes, that type of clarity. Get that Morning Connection MANformation course special and spend that 90 minutes with me. I want to do that for you. All right, guys. So that's our connection today. I'm so glad that you joined me once again. All right. Again, mental toughness conditioning. That's what all this is about. Mental toughness conditioning, getting our minds right. And it takes a time every single day. Remember, we got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Today is the day to attack those business goals. Your legacy, your mission, the value you create for other people, your health, your fitness, the love and connection. Let's take on the day. We got more time behind us. We're not going to do it today. When are we going to do it? How long can we put this off at our age? Well, we're going to wait till we're 60, 70? Now is the time to take action. And remember, whatever your biggest challenges are that are in front of you, it's all about a pattern. Everything runs in patterns. Some are more complex than others. But there are men just like you, just like me, who have figured out that one thing that's challenging you. They've figured out the pattern, and so can you. Everything runs in patterns. If you're resourceful, gritty enough, you're mentally and emotionally flexible, you can figure out the pattern too. All right, so expect the best from yourself today. Expect the best from your efforts, and expect the best from other people. They're going to get you that passion, that desire, that energy. They're going to feel it. And that exchange of value, they're going to get you. So expect the best from yourself, expect the best from your efforts, and expect the best from other people. And have a great day.